Orale, what's up, bunny? Vatos locos forever. Stephen A. Puto, what the fuck is wrong with you? Talking shit to Andy Ruiz. Who gives a fuck if Andy Ruiz looked like Butterbean? He beat AJ's ass! Puto! And then, you want to talk shit to Canelo Alvarez. What the fuck? Don't you know that Canela Chulo will beat your ass? Puto!
I'm gonna keep it 100 though. Don't hype IOTBA and Red Glove up like that. I still gotta get work with Red Glove. That nigga.
My boy Red Glove will ice you, boy. He'll ice you, boy. Say, you look, Jalik, you can't fuck with Red Glove on this worst day. How about that?
I ain't really changed, it's the same old rebel, still a radical. I'm passionate, it's just another level. AC told me I should fight back, they don't like that. Just know if you rock the boat, you better have a life raft. BJ told me I should fight back, they don't like that. Just know if you rock the boat, you better have a life raft.
What up, everybody in the YTBC? A big shout out to the UGC and hashtag Come Back to Boxing. When you have a chance, go to the description box of this video. The links to all my brothers in both those communities are listed there. Give them a listen if you feel compelled to do so. Please subscribe. Excuse me. So, I wish I would have thought about this at the beginning of the week. I think I'm going to start doing this from time to time, especially when there's an upset. I should just go ahead and try to dedicate the week to that fighter. You know, they pulled off what none of us thought they would, and they deserve a lot of props for doing so. So it's going to be a short week because today's Wednesday, and I'm just now thinking about this this concept. But I'm going to try to upload at least one Andy Ruiz video every day for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Now, what I really want to talk about in regards to Andy Ruiz in this particular video are really just the disrespectful comments that Stephen A. Smith has been saying. I'm pretty sure that everybody has already heard the stupid ass rants that Stephen A. Smith has been spewing. I want to go ahead and address that. So, for those of you who may have not heard, Stephen A. Smith has been saying things like Andy Ruiz looked like Butterbean. He kind of drug his name through the mud, kind of, in a way, low-key, blaming Andy Ruiz for not allowing us to see this super fight that we were all looking forward to between Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder. Now, in this rant, Stephen A. Smith has kind of exposed himself for the casual that he is. Now, when I say casual, this is only in regards to boxing. When it comes to basketball, he's definitely no casual. He knows his basketball. And really, what it all comes down to is that Stephen A. Smith needs to stick to what he knows, which is basketball. I don't know why ESPN thinks it's a good idea to have this guy talking about boxing. I don't know why ESPN thinks it's a good idea to have him commentating on boxing. His boxing IQ, as far as knowing the sport, is very, very low. I could do a better job than him. Chances are, if you're watching this video, you could do a better job than him. It's not that we're the greatest commentators. It's just that Stephen A. Smith is that much of a shitty boxing commentator. And normally I would say that's my opinion, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say that that's fact in this particular case. Stephen A. Smith really does not know shit about boxing. Let me tell you why he's a casual and how he exposed that in his rant. He's there bitching and moaning about that we didn't get to see this mega fight because Andy Ruiz went in there and beat Anthony Joshua. In boxing, it's supposed to be about the best fighting the best. If Anthony Joshua is not the best and he gets beaten by someone else, whether that be Ruiz or anybody else, it's supposed to be survival of the fittest. Now, because Anthony Joshua has had so many good performances, he was the one who went and collected these belts one by one. He does deserve a rematch, in my opinion. That's my opinion. You may feel differently, and that's perfectly fine. But I feel because he was undefeated, and a lot of these guys, most of his wins were by knockout. The only guy that he didn't knock out was Joseph Parker, and now Andy Ruiz, because he lost. But other than that, everybody else he knocked out. So I feel he deserves a rematch. He deserves a chance to regain his titles. That's my personal opinion. So this super mega fight might still happen. But the fact that Stephen A. Smith, a basketball commentator, would feel that he has the chops to discredit Ruiz, to blame Ruiz for basically Stephen A. Smith wanted Ruiz to go in there and lay down. Stephen A. Smith, if that's how you feel, maybe you should be commentating for the PBC. They do the sacrificial lamb shit all the fucking time. But this isn't about the PBC. This is about Stephen A. Smith. It's about the best fighting the best. This isn't high school. This shouldn't be about you wanting to see the homecoming king go up against the prom king. That's not what this is about. This isn't a popularity contest. You don't complain because the Raptors knocked out, another big team in the NBA. You don't want these guys to throw games just so the two most popular teams are in the finals. That would be stupid. But yet, for some reason, you think that that's okay in the sport of boxing. Now, I will give it to you. One thing that you did say, and you hit the nail on the head, is that time after time, we the fans do get robbed of the big fights. But it's not in the way that you think. It's in the way of fights happening when fighters are out of their prime. It's in the way of fights not happening when fighters are at their best, when they're at their peak. And from time to time, there'll be an instance where the fight just doesn't happen ever. But you're not complaining about that. You're complaining about the popularity. The two most popular guys, one of them has now lost. And now you're bitching and moaning about that. You ain't no boxing fan, bro. You're a fucking casual. And then you got the nerve to come at Canelo Alvarez for calling you out on your bullshit. Talking about just like you got you got skills in the ring, I got mic skills. So you're basically telling him that you're going to try to embarrass him on social media? You think that Canelo Alvarez gives a good goddamn about any of that bullshit? I can tell you right now, he don't. Canelo Alvarez don't. This is the same Canelo Alvarez who was willing to, or not willing, he did do it. He vacated his WBC title because he didn't feel like fighting Triple G at that particular time. You think he gives a shit about some basketball commentator and what he got to say about Canelo Alvarez? He does not give a shit. And at the end of the day, your mic skills are, they ain't shit in comparison to his hand skills. I would much rather Stephen A. Smith talk shit about me on social media than take some punches to the face from Canelo Alvarez, if I'm keeping it 100. So Stephen A. Smith, you need to know your motherfucking lane. Because there's a lot of people on YouTube who talk a lot of shit about these boxers. But they can take comfort in the fact that they probably will never come face to face with them. Unlike you, Stephen A. Smith, who is involved in the traditional media, who goes to a lot of media events. Let's see you try to talk your way out of an altercation with Canelo Alvarez. First off, the son of a bitch don't really speak English. So, you know, you ain't gonna have a whole lot of time to really explain yourself in an efficient way. Stephen A. Smith, you need to keep your mouth shut in this particular instance. Because Canelo Alvarez will punk you out just like Andre Ward punked out Barbershop Conversations. And trust me, you don't want to look like Barbershop Conversations. You don't want to look like that bitch. All right? Take it from me. It's not a good look for that dude right now. You know, he got punked out by Adrian Broner, one of the dudes that we rag on YouTube all the time. But guess what? Adrian Broner is still a professional fighter. Stephen A. Smith, please learn your role and shut your mouth. Or I should say, know your role and shut your mouth. To quote the great Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Anyways, to all my subscribers, anybody watching my videos, or if you just so happen to stumble on this video, I hope y'all have a wonderful and blessed day. Peace.
Undefeated.